Hello, you're listening to a podcast short with Varun Jain from UniHawk and me, James Pikeway. Is everyone aiming for the name brands that they hear a lot about? I'm curious, just a sidestep a little bit, which I think is great. UCLA is wonderful, and
Right.
and Pepperdine, if that's where you really want to go, or Harvard or Cambridge or Oxford, and the list goes on. But there are a lot of schools out there.
That's true.
How do you help students to see and think a little wider than that narrow? This is, a school might have the top rating in the Times rating guide of higher education. Doesn't necessarily mean it's the best school for me. How do you help them think about that?
Right. So as I started with the whole Seki model by Nonaka, the Japanese guy, and so the goal of our style at UniHawk is to help candidates navigate through finding their right fit. So to me, right fit is very, very important.
Okay.
So my first exposure to international education was in Singapore. It was the right fit for me. Had I actually gone to, say, the UK or the US and to those very intimidating top universities at that time, it would not have probably helped me as much. I was sitting with students and all of us were struggling with, our language and everything. And it was the right space. I found my good space. So to me,
that's a key. You've said that over and over again in different ways. Finding your good space, finding what makes you happy, finding what you're content with. This is a reoccurring theme as well in this conversation. It's so reassuring to hear.
That's right. And that's when you define your own success. You don't have to actually... you don't have to have your goals based on what others have achieved in life and what you have read in a book. Yes, those people inspire us, but at least it gives you an ability to define something of your own. So going back, it's very important to find the right fit. So that's what we do. We educate students about it. So for example, I was just having a call with a parent a few days ago, and kid got into this amazing engineering and science school called Rose Hulman, which is a very small school, like just about 2,000-3,000 students. And
very, very bespoke, very niche.
Exactly. Yeah. And she has also applied to a school called Harvey Mudd, which is in Claremont, an hour away from LA. And many people have not even heard of these schools. And they are amazing. They're great. Their class size is just 10, 12 students versus you go to a big university where you're sitting in a lecture hall with 300 students. So then it comes down to your learning style. Hey, what's my learning style? What I want? There are some kids who just like talking to their teachers. They're professors, and professors might not have time if they're teaching, a class of 300 or 500
You're talking
candidates.
to a TA at 300.
Exactly, right? So that's one important thing. Second is some of us actually, for example, I know many of my friends, they land in Dubai. They're like, you know what? We go everywhere in the world. When we land in Dubai, we're like, hey, this is the place we love. This is where we want to be. So the city is very important. Some people, if you go to a beautiful, great suburban campus or a campus in a village, university is beautiful, but is that the life you want to live? I mean, you have to drive maybe an hour or 2 hours to get to a mall. And that's important to know if you want that. Those 4 years are very important for you. International exposure, you need to look at the ratio of international students within your class, because kids, especially in Dubai or in the UAE, actually have a lot of international exposure. My daughter currently has 20 different nationalities in her class of like 25 kids.
Can you imagine?
Exactly, right? So that's very important for them. And then at the same time, it comes down to what is the return on investment? Do I want to spend that kind of money? Will I get scholarship? If I'm paying 100% tuition fee, if I'm bearing all the expenses, what's the return on investment, right? Can I actually get a job in that country or in that city? So there are a lot of factors which will help you identify the right fit. So do not focus on going to Ivy Leagues. It's great that you go to Ivy Leagues if that's the right fit for you. But just go to a university in Dubai if that helps you achieve your goals in life, and that's perfectly fine.